So, just a quick update. The docks are still underwater and they don't have power. They're running off a generator right now. But nothing caved in, nothing fell on this marina. But Bird Song and Perryville both had docks fall. In this area, you know, those are the closest marinas near here. And now all the ice is starting to free up where people can kind of move away from the dock and move to other docks too. So this dock everything's been falling off this dock over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, you can see it moving. It's just slowly sliding, and then it's what's breaking off is breaking off. It's all gonna go right now. My dinghy's on the other side. I got you, huh, buddy? It's pretty scary. Come here. I just wanted to do a quick update on the marina situation. I got a call 2 days ago from a friend of mine up at Bird Song. We did a boat tour of his houseboat that he built, painted it red. The name of the boat is Chillaxin. Last time I looked at I'll link it. Last time I looked at the boat tour of that boat, it was something like 70,000 people had taken a look at it. So it was a pretty popular boat tour. But Bird Song, the roof of Bird Song caved in, and it caved in on him. And we had the conversation. He has insurance on the boat. The weird thing is you don't really know what happened to the boat till you get the roof taken off of it, and the snow has to melt. We're going to get 70s next week. We were up at 50s this week. So the snow will melt, and they will cut the roof off, and they will get to it. But in his head, what he's thinking is if the windows aren't destroyed, he'll rebuild the wood. If the windows are destroyed and the electronics are destroyed on the top and like the trolling motor and stuff, then he'll just put in for an insurance claim and he'll build a bigger boat. When we got together, he automatically wanted a much bigger cabin for his boat. Everyone wants a third pontoon. So the more flotation you have, the better. I always recommend that. Start out with 3 times more flotation than you think you need. The other one is there's a marina just across the way up there in Camden, Perryville, and their roof caved in as well. And I have a couple of subscribers that are at that marina. So in the next couple of episodes, we'll do some shorts, and we'll show some information about that. But that's, in the 3 marinas along here, 2 of them, the roof caps caved in. Our marina, the docks all sunk significantly to the point where they have no longer had power. Our current marina situation, the last I saw it, was only 1 boat went under, and the dock 3, where the 3 or 4 people still live on their boats, there's no power to that dock yet, and there's still enough ice to keep them there where they can't get out to another dock. Eventually, when the ice melts on there's going to be 70, like I said. So when the ice melts, I'm sure the marina is going to move them to a dock that has powers. Because, it's something like 9 or 10 days they've been running off of generator. And when you run a generator to produce electric heat, the generator's running at, 2,000 RPMs. It's just eating the gas. It's not like it's idling. So, these guys are paying, a few $100s just to keep themselves warm over the last few days. So it's kind of like how long that existence can't continue. At some point, they have to get to a power outlet, or they're going to move marinas or do something. I don't know. You can't just stay on that dock forever until it gets fixed. The other thing is, even when it comes up, if you look at the electronics on that dock, it's not just that it has to pop up and you can hit the switch. Someone's going to have to go through and get the ice out and the water out of all outlets. You know what I mean? They're soaking wet and they're frozen, so it's not like it's just going to come back on when it pops up too. The other thing is, I'll show you some video of this. They don't pop up evenly. The snow melts on the south side of it, and so it ends up tipping away, and then the roof falls off on the north side. And in that tipping, it's not only dangerous, but that's when the roof could collapse too, having all the weight on one side. So the idea that the roof isn't going to collapse right now is wrong. It could. As it's correcting itself, it could get even worse than it was before. So all of the boats where people are living on it are kind of backed away from the roof, but their way to walk to the marina has been taken away from them because it freezes every night and it's underwater. I don't know if you remember, but I was telling you before the storm happened that when you get enough weight on these docks, they just sink and then they freeze in place. What's stopping them from sinking in some cases is the friction on the poles. Some cases it's the actual lines on the boat. In some cases it's just like the buoyancy. So now when you look at it, you can tell one pole is going this way, one pole is going this way, and then the third one's going that way. So as it's going up, it will have to correct itself. It may happen. The flotation may be strong enough to do it, but it might get stuck on one or another pole and come up wanky, you know. The other one is we have a dock on dock 2 that's just one-sided. Only one side of the dock has a roof on it, the south side, right? And so when you just look at it, it looks like a boat that has all the weight on one side of it. And that could just tip over just from someone walking to the end of the dock. That's the main fear, is a roof collapsing on people. You know, it's one thing to deal with boats, a whole other thing if a person gets injured. Mm-hmm. Trying to think if there's anything else we need to touch on. Oh yeah, winterizing my boat. Everyone asks me, why don't you winterize the sailboat? So the reason I moved down here, moved my sailboat to here instead of in Kentucky. By the way, Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley is a much better area to houseboat or to live on a sailboat or to do anything, because there are stores and marinas within walking distance of the marinas. Every marina up there has a courtesy car, where if you stay at a marina, you don't need to own a car. You can just take their minivan and go, right? So the reason I'm down here is because there's a 10-degree difference between the top of Kentucky, where those are, and here. The average temperature in Tennessee, where I am at in Waverly, Tennessee, in February is 42 degrees. The average high is 56 during the day, and the average low during the night is 37. When we get snow down here, it typically it doesn't last the next day. But if it does last the next day, it's gone the following day, okay? So in order for an engine to crack in the water in a sailboat where the boat is sitting in 45-degree water, you would have to have like this happen, where you had a 2-week period where it's a hard freeze. And then if the engine did crack, that doesn't mean your boat sinks. You have a shutoff valve between the engine and your boat. So like you can completely rip out an engine and your boat doesn't sink. There's no connection from your engine to the outside of the water except for that one shutoff valve, right? So yeah, so me coming here with the idea of being able to boat in February in 70-degree weather in February is the whole reason I moved here. If I was going to winterize my boat and stay at a dock for a month or two out of the winter, I would be in Kentucky, right? The other one that I think that people don't understand about this location is it's the only one that I have found in all of my travels where the waterway, the land and the islands and the beaches on both sides for hundreds of miles is public land. Like I can't point out enough to you guys that the reason you never see houses in my videos is because there are none. No one has a private dock on the water. There's no property that comes up to the water that I'm going to sit in front of and ruin someone's view, right? I feel like that's one of the big pulls to Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, because half of the shoreline is a national forest, and there's hundreds and hundreds of coves in every direction where you can pull in and you don't see a house. You're not in front of anyone. And there will never, well, the way things are going, there may or may not, but right now there's no houses along the shoreline. The rivers that I've traveled up and down, that's a rarity. It's such a rare thing. Okay, so I personally would rather move around at, 1 mile every 2 weeks, or live in this creek for a couple of months, live in that creek for a few months, and be on national forest and woodlands the whole time, rather than be in front of someone's house or like have to put curtains up. I mean, if you think about it, we've been doing this for 2 years and I've never once put a curtain up. I've never once blocked my window so I could use the bathroom or take a shower or any of that.